Hey everyone, so I kind of wanted to go over a deck that helps me get a lot of coins. I try to do the daily goals right away and as efficiently as possible. And this one basically lets you get your evolve 10 Pokemon on one shot. So the main thing here is we're trying to do arrow turn every turn. Arrow turn's gonna let us return Minccino back to our hands, and then we get to promote someone. Usually, what we want to promote is we want to promote Lily's Polka Doll. This is really good because even if the opponent decides to not attack it, we can just use the secondary effect of Lily's Polka Doll to just put it back into our deck. So this deck used to run for the Robo substitutes, but now that Lily's Polka Doll's a thing, it's just more efficient to go that route. And it also runs Ditto Prism. Ditto Prism's really good because it just gives us another way to evolve into Menshell. The code in PTCGO does not distinguish between the Pokemon that you start off with being fighting to a fighting. It's just if either one of them is fighting. From what I've seen, it will count as you're evolving a fighting type Pokemon. Similarly to how Forest of Giants plants used to count to evolve Shiftry because the Shiftry started off as a grass type. Um, but in this case, as long as one of them's a fighting type from what I've seen, it doesn't matter. Um, Ditto's really good because if you don't have the Mienshao out, or Mienfu, sorry, Mienfu out, you can have the Ditto out and then next turn use Ditto's ability to put a Menshao on top of it. You can even technically, I've done it before in a few games, you Ditto into Ditto Prism and then evolve. So as long as this Ditto is out for a turn, it lets you count it. So even if all of your Minfus are prized, or not all, most of them are prized, and you only have one. Having the Dittos on the bench really helps that out. And there's a Devo spray in here, just for when you're evolving one of the Mian shells on your bench. You have another way to do it. The deck runs fine without it. I just recently put it in just to make it a little more efficient. Nest Ball. This used to dominate Standard before it got rotated, and it's just really good just being able to put it in, put a Pokemon in. Level Ball. I prefer Level Ball to the Nest Ball mainly because of the fact that it lets you get either the Minchow or the Minfu or even it lets you get everything except for the trainer fodder, the prize fodder here. This these cards, since they're considered trainers, even in an opening hand, these can't be played. Um, you have to have one of the Pokemon, which that's fine. Rescue Scarf, it's not my favorite card. Might rotate them out or take them out for more Devo sprays, but it is a way of getting your min shells in just in case they're getting knocked out or anything. Um, so it is there, kind of works. It's fine. I just don't like it as much because of Field Blower and Tool Scraper or even Faba. They're just it's just not worth the risk in my opinion. That's why they're only at 3. I like Rescue Stretcher because you're gonna have a lot of these items just coming in um, and out that you might not be able to use later in the game, but you can use this late game and those items become useful. So your nest ball, your level balls, they become more useful afterwards. Otherwise, you can just use it as like a pseudo revive, kind of like what I did for Durant, just to get a Pokemon back. Or you can even get a Manshell back. You don't even have to do a Durant since we're evolving this one. Um, so Guzma's is kind of there just more for stall or for switching out, just in case you have your Robo sub out and you don't want to discard it. Repeat Ball is really good because It lets you grab another Mienshao or a Manfu, uh, just whatever you need at the time. There's not that many Pokemon, so you will be able to do it. The only Pokemon that would be an exception is the Prism, the Prism, obviously. I um like Apricorn Maker. Um, I'm actually ashamed right now. I need to trade some packs in for another Apricorn Maker. This looks terrible. I hate not having the full art for supporter. Trainers, whatever, but supporters, I feel always need to be full art. Um, so Apricorn Maker is really good because we have a lot of balls. So we can get the nest ball, uh, the repeat ball, level ball. Those are very useful. And if you go for something like Bridget, that only works for your basics. Having an Apricorn Maker grab you level balls is really useful, as well as repeat balls, because you can get the evolved Pokemon. You're not just limited to basics. In late game, you're going to start wanting to evolve more than one Mienfao. And teammates are just there because these do count as a knockout. If they knock out your doll, they're not taking a prize, but they count as a knockout. You don't need that many energy in the deck. There's four, mainly just to make the Professor's Letter useful. And the main card that makes the deck work so well is Karen. Karen just brings this whole deck together, makes it faster. You can just grab your fighting type, grab your dog, grab another ball. It just makes it a lot faster, more efficient, because you're gonna need another item. You're gonna need another fighting type. Even if you don't need another fighting type, you're just able to grab anything. You can even grab a VS Seeker for later on. Um, it's just a good card to have in this deck. So um, let's get this started. Usually I get upset when people like scoop and stuff, but for the most part, you should have enough Pokemon to be able to get your 10 evolutions down pretty simply. You should just be able to just do it in one game. Um, there are some exceptions if they're going too fast, but for the most part, let's try to knock this out in one game. Let's see how this goes. All right, so let's go here. And again, I label my decks very differently. The B just makes it easier when I'm looking at here. I know that it's a expanded deck. Standard, I don't worry too much about. I label uh, expanded, I usually put like, or legacy, I'm sorry. Expanded B. Legacy, I put like an L just to label it. Unlimited, I used to put an A, just it made it older, but unlimited's not that great anymore. But so let's get to it. Let's see if I can find a game real quick. So let's go to expanded, go to Mienshao, and let's try to get our goal done. I do have another fighting goal. I just got it today. I've been saving this evolution one just to get it knocked out for this video. So let's see how well we can do this. Oh, we got a Gengar. So this could be a problem if they use their GX attack right away. All right, so I'm gonna try to go first. Going first is really good for this deck because you get the evolution in. You don't get the supporter, but as you saw, it's a very trainer heavy deck. You want to get your things done as soon as possible. So let's get him started. All right, so let's put the Mewtwo in. I have two level balls. I'm going to use the Professor's Letter right away just to kind of thin out the deck. So right off the back, I'm going to go for another Mienfoo. I might even go for one after that as well. So depending on that, you only really need one. Okay, we got the Robo Sub, really good. So let's keep going. Let's grab that. Get this going. This, thin out the deck. I'm gonna go for another Bienfu because I just kind of want this established real quick. So let's get this going. They have resistance, but again, we're not going for damage. If anything, it's kind of nice that he has resistance because it'll mean that he won't die. He's gonna try to just tag, spell tag all of my Pokemon. But the beauty of this deck is what you're gonna do is as soon as you see damage on the Pokemon, you're just gonna arrow turn it away. So any damage just kind of gets taken away. So the coughing's gonna ruin it a little bit because they're gonna get the damage on here, and then you're not gonna have that prize fodder. All right, so he has weakness again. That doesn't really matter. We're just gonna arrow turn right out of this, get another energy going. Oh, you kind of always want to have one backed up, but nowadays with that other trainer, the other supporter, the team, what is Team Skull, they can grab it. So you like to have one here, one here. Ideally, you like to have two in the field. So let's get this arrow turn going. The gang, I'm trying to think if the Haunter's a threat. I have the luxury of not risking this because this isn't Lily's polka doll. You won't have the ability to put it back into the deck. So I don't want to necessarily waste it. So he's going for the energy, which is fine. Like I said, you like having the energy up here. The beauty of it is arrow turn does bring the energy back. So let's see if he got another energy to start dealing damage to all this. Being the fact that he's gonna uh, end up doing damage to this anyway, in between turns, I am gonna promote it after I do the arrow turn next turn. So he's taking the damage. All right, no big deal again. I'm gonna put this. Hold on to this because this is just gonna keep stacking all of that damage in and out. And you don't want that. It only has 30 HP. It's not gonna go that far. So here, let's do an arrow turn. All right. So far, we're at two prizes, two evolutions. So we have two evolutions going. Again, you don't have to play this game longer than you have to. You can just scoop it up. Your goal is not to win. It's just to get those 60 coins as fast as possible. And I really like this deck. Again, it's taking a little longer because I showed you guys the deck profile. But for the most part, this should work out. So he's gonna attack with deal. Again, we have that damage on there, but we're gonna end up going here. As you can see, it did trigger teammates even though he didn't take a prize. So we're gonna teammates here, grab another one of these, grab one of these. Actually, I'm gonna go for the or even better. I'm gonna teammate for a teammate. This used to be a thing back when a black and white kind of started, or actually I should say more heart gold, soul silver, people with twins, four twins, and that's basically what I'm gonna do right now. I always hate the robo sub counts as a trainer, so I have to put on the field, not the bench. All right, so then we go here. We're gonna do this. Put that there. All right. So again, he's gonna try to get this going. I'm a little concerned about the spell tag right now. Not too much so, but we are getting a lot of that damage on the field. I am gonna evolve this a little ahead of schedule. This, let's get this going. Let's put a Ditto on the bench. So I believe that's my third evolution. Twins. I'm gonna twins for a Karen and another Minshao just to kind of get that going. Go here. All right, so that should be four. Again, I'm sorry, I should be keeping better track of this. I'm not, so should be at four. Let's see, that's gonna knock it out. So he is unfortunately gonna knock out the Minshao right now. No big deal. I'm gonna put this as fodder again. We don't care how many prizes he's taking. He's gonna take two, so that's gonna give it to three. shouldn't be that bad right now. He does have this, so he's probably gonna leave it to where it's gonna die from the damage in between turns. Um, he didn't. That's weird. Oh, I guess he didn't have enough to do so. So I'm gonna do this. Worst case, if the Ditto does not die, what you do is you just put the min shell back in. And I have rescue stretcher, so with that, I'm probably gonna put the Ditto and the min shell back into the deck. So 40 plus the other 60. So he did get that damage in. Oh, that's why he didn't do it because it already had damage. Okay. So we are in a tight situation here because this Ditto has less than what's necessary. So we're gonna end up letting him kind of kick the bucket there. Unfortunately, let's get this Karen out here. So I'll take this and I will take the Polka Doll. Just kind of be ready for a double evolution next turn. So this is going to die in between turns. It's going to take damage. So we're going to go here. Oh, the Ditto's going to kick the bucket too. So we're running a little tight here. I'm actually going to put, we need all of those min shells back in the deck. The Minfu, we can wait on it. So let's hold on here. That's going to die in between turns. This is one of the tougher matchups simply because he's just spreading that damage in. So let's get this going. Won't be able to do the double evolution because of splattering. So we got a really bad matchup here. I'm hoping I can kind of squeeze one out of here, but it does not look good right now. All right, so we got that going. That should be here. So let's get this. Ditto's gonna die in between turns. Manfu's fine. I'm gonna be able to Karen here. I'm gonna Karen. Ooh, this might be save us for next turn. Usually because they don't want to waste their DCEs there, but with all those cards in his hand, he probably has a DCE in there. So plan still hasn't changed. We're still gonna Karen. We could even teammates if we wanted to. So let's Karen. We're gonna Karen. Get the Lily polka doll back. Go here, here. Let's do the turn. Right now, I'm super in survivor mode. So again, I'm not keeping track of these evolutions. It should be, but it should be fine. At this point, you don't have to worry about if you're gonna uh, if you're hitting it already, if you want to scoop. I'm just kind of curious as to see how many evolutions we can get in here. Like I said, it's very rare when I don't hit the 10 evolutions in one game, but with a matchup like this, it's very possible that I'm not going to make it. So we got that going. No surprise. All right, so we're going to play our Manfu here. Do this. Put an energy on there. Might as well teammate since we can. Get another doll here. We should be able to do a double evolution here in a second. So I'm pretty sure I have these down. I haven't done much editing, especially for a deck like this. I've already spent so much of your guys' time just you guys seeing the deck profile for a deck that's supposed to be pretty fast. So let's kind of wait this out. So again, this is just a little fun way of getting those goals as fast as possible. So let's kind of get this going here. All right, got this. Let's get this double evolution here. It should put it over the top if I remember correctly. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna risk it just because there's not much else to risk right now, so I'm gonna go here, see if he has that, kind of force him to have that double colorless. You want to make your opponent have the win. So we're gonna go here. Let's see if he has that DCE to recover from this. Oh, he has a float stone. That is fine. More curious to see if we do. He has the well played. It's really nice of him. So let's check this out. Let's see if we got those 10 evolutions. Again, our goal was not to win, it's just to get those. Oh, that. Let's get the 16 evolutions. I was like, wait, why didn't it do it? So we missed it by so little, but you guys get an idea of how the deck plays. There could have been a time where I got that evolution. There was like a small misplay, but that's kind of the point to just um, maximize it. I was in survival mode, so I wasn't thinking all the way through. So hopefully you guys like it. Let me know if you guys want more deck ideas like this. I really find getting those daily goals kind of helps you climb the ladders really quick. I've been a little slow at my ladder. I'll get that juniper. That just lets me get that juniper. Uh, Trade away my other junipers. That's why I like doing this. Even if I don't have the card, I like doing it just to be able to trade away the card. But let me know what you guys think of the video. And have a good day.